Hey, my name is Connor, and welcome to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto market. We just saw XRP win the lawsuit case versus the SEC, and this is huge for the overall crypto market, especially for altcoins. And as a result of this verdict, we saw XRP pump about 100% in the same exact day. As you can see, it went from 47 cents all the way up to almost 94 cents. But right now it's actually pulling back. And if we look at the Bitcoin chart as well, we saw the entire market pump yesterday, but this daily candle just completely erased that big pump from the news of XRP defeating the SEC in that lawsuit. I should say Ripple in that XRP, but you do get the point. So in this video, we will be discussing what to expect next from the crypto market. Was this just a big orchestrated pump and dump to sucker retail back into the market? Or are we just going to slightly pull back before blasting off two new highs for the year? I'll be talking about that and answering that question in this video, so be sure to stick with me until the very end. Without further ado, let's get right into it and let the gains be with you. To start things off, let's take a look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, the overall market cap is down 3.2% today. That equates to billions of dollars, as the overall market cap is $1.26 trillion overall. We can see XRP is now at 50% on the week, but it is down 12% on the day, and a lot of these cryptocurrency assets are red today after such a huge monumental day in crypto, because XRP and Ripple beating the SEC is really, really big, especially for altcoins. That just means that all of this regulatory pressure that the US has been putting on altcoins is really just a big bluff. So this is huge news. It wasn't a complete win, because if we take a look at this, the SEC did actually win one part of this lawsuit case when it comes to institutional investing. We can read right here in this article. It says the SEC also managed to notch a victory of its own, as the federal judge has ruled that XRP is a security when sold to institutional investors, as it met the conditions in the Howey test. Basically what happened was Ripple was offering the XRP tokens to institutional investors as an investment vehicle, saying, trust us, buy this, we're going to make it go up in value and you can sell it. And that actually classified the institutional sales as a security. So that just means it's going to be stricter regulations going forward on new coins launching from US companies. And all that means is that more and more crypto teams and projects are going to relocate if they're in the US. This is what all of the crypto projects in the US have been doing over the past few years, and it's probably only going to accelerate from this point onwards. So this pump was absolutely epic, but really it didn't completely shock me. If you guys have been paying attention to what I've been putting out here on the channel, especially in my live streams over the past few weeks, this pump should not surprise you at all. Here's a brief clip of a live stream from 2 weeks ago. I want to share this with you guys, but keep in mind the audio in this clip is not good quality. It echoes, but what I say is worth sharing, so I'm going to play it anyway. So let's go ahead and listen to this.
And if there's some kind of news about the XRP coming to a settlement or winning their case versus the SEC, it's going to rip. All right? The chart is telling you to essentially not be a bear. In a clear uptrend, higher highs and higher lows in the weekly, it looks ready to descend. Would not be surprised if it just puts in a God candle soon.
So my words from 2 weeks ago, I would not be surprised if it puts in a God candle soon. Well, that's exactly what did happen. Congratulations to everybody in the Crypto Empire community and the crypto community overall. Everybody out there, if you made money on this pump, big congrats to you. But remember, making money is easy. The harder part is to actually keep it. And a lot of people up here got suckered into longing the top. Now we are seeing the pullback. And let's talk about that for a second. This was, in my opinion, a complete orchestrated pump and dump on the overall market. We saw so many bullish catalysts come in this week, starting with the inflation numbers. Inflation came in at 3%. Last month it was at 4%, and it came in 0.1% lower than the forecasted rate. So lower inflation, that's bullish for the markets, right? On top of that, we had the BlackRock CEO, Larry Fink, go on live TV, and he basically just says that crypto is global, it's worldwide, and I only expect it to pick up steam for those reasons. I'm not going to play this clip of Larry Fink, but he basically just loves the fact that it's international and it's just not one entity controlling crypto. So BlackRock is bullish, and all the other big institutions are also bullish on crypto. This came in the other day before the orchestrated pump. So this was even more bullish news added on top of the XRP Ripple win. And then on top of that, the icing on the cake. At the end of the day, 7 p.m. at night, because XRP was not listed on any major centralized exchanges in the US. It's hard for a crypto newcomer, a newbie, to buy XRP if they're in the US because it's not on any big exchanges. But lo and behold, after the big news, Coinbase comes up and they say, we're now going to open XRP for trading again for US retail investors. And basically what happens? Well, it was just the classic Wall Street sucker punch playbook that they run time and time again. Bullish news, win the lawsuit versus the SEC. Larry Fink says crypto is very bullish. You get the inflation numbers lower than the last month and lower than the forecasted rate. You pump the entire market. Only the next day, you see a huge sell-off, and you can really see that with Bitcoin and ETH as well. Basically, especially Bitcoin, this daily candle completely erased that bullish day. So now let's get into actually analyzing the market and what to expect next from here, starting with XRP because it's the talk of the town. So if you look on the weekly time frame, that major symmetrical triangle taking place really for about 2 years, finally broke out here, as you see. But what should you do now, especially if you want to get in and you're expecting higher prices? Now, I'm not necessarily bearish on XRP, but I do think that there's a lot of other crypto assets out there that will provide better returns for your investment, for your capital. But nonetheless, I still think XRP has some room to go up further from here. So let's talk about what to do. So I would not recommend shorting at all. I would say the best way to play this is just to buy it at the best price you can get from here and then simply hold out for higher targets. Now, when it comes to where to look to actually get in, well, we can look at the chart, and I dropped this orange line over here at 62 cents. This was previously a support resistance level, and we did see a big move down from this level, and it really hasn't been touched since over here in May of 2022, over 1 year ago. All right, so in terms of the closest support level I see on the chart, it's down here at 62 cents. And also what I'd like to show you is if you pull a Fibonacci retracement from the high down to the low of this most recent move, you can see the golden pocket, the 61.8% retracement is right there from 62 to 63 cents. So in terms of what to do for an entry, I would say 62 to 63 is your first level, and then maybe we get a retest of 55 to 58 cents. Those are your two closest levels. I would even consider buying closest to current price. And then from there, in terms of targets higher, $1 is really going to be a huge target. I personally, I wouldn't necessarily try to be greedy on this. I would say if you bought this anytime over the past year or so, you got in 30, 40, 50 cents, well, then you should be getting at least a 2x around $1. I would say not financial advice, but to exit most of the position there, take those profits, and then look for better opportunities, because there are better opportunities out there in the crypto market. And then higher than that, you have $1.40, and then up towards $2 for targets. But really $1 is going to be that main target level that I would be looking for on XRP. And it did not touch it yesterday. It went to 94 cents. So it did come short. Now let's take a look at the majors. First of all, we're going to look at Ethereum, because I think that Ethereum is easier to read than Bitcoin, and it trades better than Bitcoin. So let's take a look at ETH first. And we're on the daily time frame, and it's pretty obvious we're in a choppy trading range. And we've been in this range from around late March when it first started over here. So we have the 2023 high price supply zone up here. This is around 2100 to 2150. And yesterday's move, it didn't even test the supply zone. All it did was sweep this level. If I drop this down to a lower time frame, we would be able to find the outlined candles for a supply zone in these two wicks. But nonetheless, all that price did yesterday was sweep these wicks and then reverse from there. You still left the supply zone up here untested, which tells me that this move is not finished yet. All right, this market literally just hunts. It goes from liquidity to liquidity. It hunts out liquidity. And there's a lot of liquidity up here at around $2,100 for Ethereum. And the big news announcement with Ripple winning and the pump we saw, ETH didn't even manage to make it up to that level. So I still do expect higher here for ETH, but I'm not telling you to just long it right here at the current price, because there is a lot of untapped liquidity lower down here that has not been tested. And at the start of the week, my trading plan was to actually go ahead and long a sweep of these lows. If we take a look at the Crypto Empire Premium Discord, from this post back here on July 11th, this Tuesday, I said ETH is in the middle of its Monday range. For longs, I will wait for a slightly lower price at 1810 to 1820 or 1760 to 1780. All right, I was waiting for the sweep of this liquidity down here, but it never gave it. Instead, it pumped from the mid range. All right, so that's something to kind of raise my eyebrows at. I said to myself, it just pumped without testing any of this lower liquidity down here in demand. That's kind of sketchy. And it seemed like a scam, but we had this big green candle. But, after today and the big sell-off, it confirmed my suspicions. All right, so liquidity never really just gets left behind like that. Price has memory, and price will seek it out. Okay, so from here, we have the lows over here at 1813. I do expect these to get tested next. And then just below that, we have a very big demand zone. And this is really a major inflection point between 1760 and 1780. This was being held as support. We had one deviation over here in June. We touched this big trend line also. This one may also come into play as well. This goes all the way back to the FTX crash back in late November of last year. All I did here was connect the lows, and we have like 4 or 5 touches of this daily time frame trend line. So this is the new bull market trend line right here that has formed. And there's also a chance that we come down and retest this trend line as well from here. It would line up with all of these liquidity levels in my big demand zone starting at 1760. So what you should know from here on ETH is that I'm still bullish. I do expect that this supply zone will get tested. But first, I think it will seek out all of the liquidity down here at around 1810 and maybe between 1760 and 1780. If, in order for me to flip bearish and say that, the pump is off for now, if we lost 1760 and flip that into resistance, that would turn the market structure bearish. Okay, but as long as we're above that, if we come down here, if we chop around, if we break the trend line, everybody goes ahead and shorts, and then we pump and resume from there, that would not surprise me at all. So have these levels marked on your chart, 1810, 1780, 1760. This is what to wait for on ETH. This is where I would play ball. Over here in the middle of the range, I don't like to play ball, all right? I like waiting for the range extremes where the liquidity lies, and these are the levels for that, all right? And similar on BTC, let's look at Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. So Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, the main level higher is this wick high from back here in May of 2022, and the price of this wick high is at $32,400. All right, so that's your main target higher. And again, on yesterday's pump, it didn't even reach its way up there to that main target level. It tested this supply zone, but it quickly got rejected, and it left this big previous high untapped, which again made me raise my eyebrows. And I was like, what's going on here? Why isn't it going for these higher targets? But now we can understand that the up move, in my opinion, just simply hasn't finished yet. All right, these are still the targets, but price is going to do what it needs to do first before it reaches those levels up here above 32K. So how can we get involved and catch that move up there? Well, really the main thing on Bitcoin is going to be this low down here at $29,500 on the weekly time frame. All right, I would expect price to make its way down here, whether it happens this weekend, it's a Friday right now, or it happens early next week, sometime next week. Watch for Bitcoin to come down here to 29,500. Even if it breaks the level, we want to see a positive reaction, preferably a 4-hour or a 12-hour swing failure pattern close above that level at 29,450, 29,500. And then from there, we can go up and we can target $32,400. But right now in the middle of the range, really not a great place that I like to take entries from. Right, I have my style, I have my edge, so I will wait for that to play out. And I missed this big move up on Bitcoin and ETH yesterday because price just blasted off from the middle of the range, and I'm completely okay with that. The only trade that I did actually take yesterday during that big pump was SUI. All right, if we take a look here at SUI, it has pretty much retraced that entire pump, as you see here with this big wick up on the daily time frame. But I got my entry and I have my target set. If we take a look at our premium Discord here, entry at 68 cents. Had two initial targets get hit at 70 cents and 73.8 cents. Right, you move the stop loss up to break even, and as a result, we got ourselves a profitable trade. So yeah, I missed the start of the pump, but I still managed to catch a laggard altcoin, And by using proper trade management, I was able to secure profits before the big sell-off that happened today. By the way, guys, if you want to trade altcoins on a great exchange that offers a ton of deposit bonuses when you first sign up, as well as discounted trading fees when you use my link, you can sign up to BitGet using the link in the description down below, but you have to use a VPN if you are in the United States, all right? If you're in the US, you must use a VPN, but really that goes with all leverage trading crypto exchanges nowadays. So not necessarily a big deal. So in this video, we talked about XRP and Ripple beating the SEC in their lawsuit case. XRP did actually lose one part of that lawsuit when it came to the institutional sale of their assets, but overall it was a huge win for crypto and really, really bullish for altcoins. But the market makers used this big news opportunity to pump and dump the market, and at the end of the day, retail got suckered once again to buying a local top. But the good news is that we have a lot of upside ahead of us in the coming months to years from here. We also took a look at Bitcoin and ETH, the main levels to wait for in order to get into the market in terms of entries. I hope that you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you let me know by smashing that like button down below. And if you are brand new to Crypto Empire and you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead right now and smash that subscribe button down below and turn on all bell notifications so that you don't miss any future videos. And my name is Connor from Crypto Empire, and I will see you in the next video.